This week, our special guest is someone who embodies the true spirit of hard work and perseverance. He's a self-made businessman and the director of Ames Corp, a thriving business that has been running successfully for the past decade. His rich cultural upbringing growing up in a large Lebanese family has shaped him into a devoted family man. Despite his focus on business, he always strives to find a balance between work and family. So let's hear the story of James Radd.
And we are live. Thank you for coming on board to Stories Unlocked, James.
Thanks for having me, Ari.
It's a pleasure to have you in. We've been excited for a number of weeks to have you in. And let's get straight into it. So tell us, what was it like growing up in the Raad family? As far back as you can remember.
Mate, we had a very good life. The life was close. It was a very close knit family. Everything that we did together. We still go away till today. We go on holidays every year, the whole family. We're a water family. We enjoy water, boating, skiing. It was a very, very good life. Dad brought us up well. He made sure that we had everything, even during the tough times. It just would ensure that we'd have a lot.
Yeah, beautiful. And okay, so growing up, you get to primary school. What were you interested in?
Look, I was always interested in building. My father and my uncle were partners in business. They did bathroom renovation, kitchen renovations, and they went to developing. So I kind of grew off that all the time. It was, always looked at that as an ambition. I remember year 10, I told Dad, I want to leave school. He's like, no, you're not leaving year 12. I said, Dad, I know what I want to do. I'm leaving. He's like, you will need to finish year 12. I don't care what you do after, but you need to finish year 12. So I went to year 12 and I finished year 12. And after that, Dad said, what are you going to do? I said, Dad, I told you I want to leave. I want to leave in year 10. I'm doing building. So my passion's always been building.
There you go. But back in primary school, what was like the kind of subjects? And whereabouts did you go to primary school? You're a Sydney boy, right?
Yeah, I'm a Sydney boy. I grew up in Grey Staines pretty much my whole life.
Very good. Then were you into sport?
Yeah, I played soccer for probably 16 years. We still do play when I make it there on a Tuesday night, but I'm stuck here with you tonight.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, so no, I do still play on Tuesday nights when available. But look, I played it my whole life. So.
Yeah, very good. So kind of that brings us all right to high school. What were the kind of subjects that you were doing back in high school? Were you into the academics? Was that kind of for you, or were you?
Yeah, no. Look, year 11, I was doing very well. I was coming first pretty much in the school. Year 12, I kind of gave up. That was my downfall. I think I tried too hard, and I kind of got over it. And I knew what I wanted to do. But look, school, design and technology was my favorite subject. Woodwork, I can't remember what it was called, but I enjoyed school. I wish I was back at school. It was a lot more easier.
Definitely, it's one of those things when you're growing up, and you dread it at the time, but then you look back and then you
100%. Like when you're young and you say I'm going to school, you used to dread it. It was like, no, I don't want to. You make up any word to your parents and say, oh, I feel sick. Oh, I've got a headache. Oh, I can't do this. But after you leave school, you always wish you were back there.
Very good. And growing up, you got the Lebanese background. Would you do much traveling with the family internationally?
No, look, we really enjoyed traveling Australia. It was never a family that travelled overseas. We couldn't afford it back then. It was more we spent a lot of time in Port Stephens. We love it up there. We're up there every year without fail. Like, Dad, I'm staying in units with my kids that I stayed with my father and my mum.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Very good. And okay, so coming out of school, was it year 12 or year 10 that you finished?
Wasn't allowed to leave in year 10.
There you go. So you come out, and what's going on? What were you doing as soon as you came out of school? Did you know what you wanted to do?
Look, as I said to you before, I was always building. But when I left school, I was going into concreting.
Concreting.
I was doing concreting.
And when you say you got into concreting, was it? I mean, what was your mum and father doing? Why did you go down that kind of building trade? Was that an influence from somebody?
Look, one of my good friends was a concreter, and it was good money. So I saw what he was getting. I was like, yep, he left in year 10. So he was doing concreting. And when I left school in year 12, he said, come jump on board with us. So, yeah, I got into concreting for a bit. That was backbreaking. Once I left that, we got into civil works. I was doing roads, footpaths, curb and gutters, bus shelters, toilet blocks. Got a bit of a feel for that. And then that was about 4 or 5 years into it. And then I went into excavation.
And doing all this, was it something that you were passionate about, or was it more like, what was your kind of motivation doing all this? Was it the money?
I think it was more money driven.
Yeah.
The money was good. I love being on an excavator, even though I'm a builder, but excavation was fantastic. Doing the roads. I feel being on the excavator is me chilling. It's my relaxation. I just zone out, and I'm just in that mindset.
Yeah, no, beautiful. So you've done a bunch of trades. You've done concreting and some other bits and pieces. And how old were you when you finished concreting onto?
Oh, wow. Well, maybe 18.
In 18?
18.
There you go. And so after concreting, you were doing once again?
I did the civil work.
Civil work,
the road infrastructure and all that type of stuff. Then I went into bulk excavation. I was with the company for about 4 or 5 years. I was their foreman. So
wow. And how old were you then?
You're asking too far back. Look, I'd say 21.
21.
Yeah, maybe around 20, 21 years old.
And when you were 21, 22, were you just going into these jobs and kind of going with the flow, or did you kind of know that I needed to do this to build up?
No, look, I was already studying tape building, so I knew what I wanted to do.
Right.
But it was more the experience and what I learned.
Yeah.
I'm very good coming out of the ground in building today because of what I was doing prior to that. So me getting out of the ground, basements and structure and the whole lot, it's a piece of cake to me. And that's because of my background experience.
Lovely. And you know, for your father and parents to be taking you over to Port Stephens and all that kind of stuff, I mean, were they running businesses themselves?
Yeah, dad and my uncle ran their own business together.
Very good. And do you feel that had an influence on you coming from a family of business owners?
Yeah, of course it did. Of course it did.
Kind of, yeah, fair enough. So, you're 23, you're working as a foreman in a company working for somebody else.
Yep.
What was your next move?
Next move, I went into a large building company. Started again from scratch. Started again as a labourer.
And why is that? Where do you want to kind of move on?
Because, as I said, I was going building, I was studying building, and for you to become successful, you have to start from scratch.
Yeah.
So I went back into a labouring role, and then moved into a leading hand role, and then moved into a foreman.
Wow. And what company was that at?
Large building.
A large building company. No, fair enough. And how long were you there for?
I was there for, I think it was 8 years.
8 years, wow. So you must have been about 30 when you kind of...
Maybe it was 6 years. Maybe I'm getting my dates wrong.
Could be 28, could be...
Yeah, look, I think I started, when was it? I finished there when I was about 28.
There you go. So you finished from that role. What was your kind of... And at the time, were you married, kids?
No, at the time I had just gotten married, and
Okay.
I had just set up Ames Corp. So
Okay.
2 years prior, I set the business up, got it all rolling, and it was just bits and pieces like house renovation, bathroom renovation, replace a kitchen, replace a door handle. But as I left, that's where it started to take off again.
Fair enough. And that would have been your first business. You started...
First and only business.
The first and only business you started, Ames Corp. When you started at the age of 28, you were married by then?
Yes, I was married.
Had kids?
So, yeah, there's a story behind why I left, yeah. So I had just had my daughter.
Okay, there you go. And how'd you feel? I mean, you've got a daughter, you've got a wife, you're starting a brand new company. Were you stressed about it? Were you excited? What was the kind of emotions, like just starting afresh, a brand new company?
Yeah, look, it was stressful. It was tough. We ended up selling our house that we lived in because the main priority was to set myself up to where I am today, and then to worry about having a house where I could do it. I could use that money to help set up my business and move forward.
That's a big move, especially when
It was a massive move, especially when we had been living by ourselves for 2 years and we moved back in the house with my parents.
Wow, that was a leap right there. And at the time, I mean, your wife would have been taking care of, do a lot of working on the side.
Wife was working too.
Wow,
It was full on.
that's awesome. That's awesome. And so you create Ames Corp. Tell us about that first kind of year. How was that? Was it rocky? Did you kind of what did that look like?
Look, the way I looked at it when I was working for a large company, if I could get a certain amount of jobs a year, it would cover my wage and I could live a happier life.
Sure.
I don't need to do Monday to Friday. I just need to build X amount of jobs. And then the other days in the week I can enjoy with my wife and my kids and my family.
Yes.
It didn't happen that way.
It's always the thought.
So
that
look,
it's cruisy.
Yeah, you do 10 jobs.
Yeah.
Once you hit 11, you need more employees and
Yes.
more cars. 20 jobs, more employees, more cars. And it just leads on
The vicious cycle.
Oh, yeah,
A vicious cycle.
definitely.
So that first year, you've got some business experience because you've worked for a bunch of different people.
Correct.
And how'd you get work?
My first job was a referral from the takeaway store.
How'd that come?
We used to buy coffees from him in Pender Hill.
Okay.
And he mentioned to my uncle, I want to build a granny flat. And Rob said, yeah, we do granny flats. And went out there and gave it a quote. That was my first job. I think I was still working for the building company. And I remember I used to have a company car from them. I used to go, change my clothes, go home, jump in my car, drive to site, be about 5:30 in the afternoon, scrape a bathroom, clean up around the site, load a truck, and then be done by 8, 9 o'clock at night. That was every day for about 2 weeks.
So you built a granny flat just yourself?
Correct.
Wow.
Correct. So, yeah, whilst I was working for someone else. So it was always 5 till 9. And if I had to take a phone call, it was like, yeah, sorry, I'm just on site. But really, I was working for another company at the time.
Yeah, that's a
So
nice.
I was juggling 2 jobs at once. And, yeah, it just paid off. And then, look, when my daughter was born, I remember I was working at a site in Balkan Hills. And I think it was about 2 or 3 months into when she was born, and I had to leave. I had to go to the site and open the gates at 6:30. I was like, she just woke up. I just want 5 more minutes. I couldn't have that time. I knew I had to be at site by that time. Otherwise, Windsor Road's backed up all the way because the gates are closed. So that kind of gave me a drive. Look, I need to be self-employed.
Now, I've got no idea, but this is something I hear. Something happens from chemically in a man's brain once they have a kid, that there's a different kind of whole motivation, outlook on life. And I don't have kids myself, but it's something that I've been told. Does that resonate at all?
Yeah, it is. It changes your whole perspective.
There you go. So having your first kid, how'd that feel? Is it pressure, or is it I need to now give, or what is it?
You got to provide. You got to try and give them the best life that you can, and it's not materialistic. They don't need to have a fancy house, a fancy car. You just got to give them their time. And with me growing up, we were water sports family. We used to love going fishing, boating, skiing, jet skiing, and that's what kept our family together. So my drive for my kids is water sports, family holidays, fishing, boating, and I'm just giving what I saw worked for my dad to keep our family together. I'm doing the same for my children.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So, you've had your first. What was her name? Your first daughter?
Eden Grace.
Eden Grace. And what did the first 3 years look like for Ames Corp?
The first 3 years was actually good. It was tough, but we weren't as big as what we are today. So look, I did have the time. I did enjoy it. We did have stressful moments, but it was a lot more easier the first 3 years.
Yeah. So how'd you grow? Was it yourself, and then you slowly kind of started getting new people? How did you get that momentum?
Look, I always looked at it as one step at a time. I never rushed. I never splurged. It was always. I remember at the time when each time I'd finish a job, I could splurge on a tool. That was my thing. So every time I finished one site, I could go and buy a Makita set. Next site, I can go buy a demo saw. So every single site that I had done, I'd always purchase a new tool.
Right. So you're constantly investing back into the company.
Correct. I never ever used the money to buy something that wasn't necessary.
And I can imagine, I mean, you know, the dynamics of running a business, there's so much to it. Did you have a bit of a mentor, was it your father that helped you, or somebody else that kind of along the way?
Yeah, look, I always fall back on my father. My father's made some good decisions and some poor decisions, but I always fall back on him and always get his advice. He's a smart character.
No, very good. And you siblings?
I've got 3 brothers.
3 brothers. There you go. And at the time, are they all kind of in business too, or is it?
Yeah, my oldest brother's in construction. My other brother is a pharmacist. Just recently, he's ended up in the fruit market, running a couple of businesses in there, which is good. And my youngest brother worked for me for 6 years and pretty much helped me build my business to where I am today.
Wow.
He only left me about a year and a half ago, but he's doing well too, which is good.
Very good. It's just a family.
I must have done something right.
Contagious.
Yeah, look, we're driven.
Very good. So, so how long has Ames Corp been around for now?
We registered in 2012.
Okay, so that's 11 years.
That would be 11 years. Yep, 11 years.
Very good. And, you know, after that 3, was there a pivotal moment where there was something with Ames Corp that kind of tick off? It's just been a gradual...
Pretty much after the 3rd year. I remember it was, I think it was maybe 4 or 5 granny flats in the first year.
Okay.
Second year was like 10 or 12. Third year it was 20. And then the 4th year it went up to like 70.
Wow. How'd you take that leap? How'd you...
I think I got smarter.
Okay.
No, look, it was more... We had done more jobs previously and it was more referrals. People were talking about our business. I looked at building a granny flat, duplex, a house, whatever it was. I looked at it as my own. What we include and what others didn't include is totally different. Until today, there's a big difference. You can't walk into a house without blinds. You can't walk into a house without air conditioning. All these small touches, it helps your business. It shows people that you care. It shows people that you can't live here. Your job's not complete without these items. So we included everything. And we weren't a company that would have hidden costs. It was always straightforward. I've got morals. I've got respect. I want to be treated the way that others should be treated too. So you kind of had to be clear with everything that you've done. And I think that was a big boost to us.
There you go. But, you know, props to yourself. I mean, you know, in that kind of 4th, 5th year, 70 granny flats in 1 year built. It's right around New South Wales.
Not at that time. It was all Sydney.
Or Sydney.
The majority of it was Blacktown.
The logistics of that, there must be a lot of team. You had an office, a warehouse. Tell us about that massive jump from that kind of 20 to 70 in 1 year. Is it a stressful year, or did you have key people in place that? What did that look like?
We had key people. No, actually, we had my brother Ricky. He was pretty much running more. I was focusing on office, and he was looking after the site. We had our team members. We had some strong staff in there. But Look, I think it was just organisation. If you were organised, each job ran smooth. I used to have a large whiteboard in my office, had a list of all the jobs all the way down, and each week, with one of the girls in the office, we write down each job and each stage where we're at. So I didn't need to be on the site. As long as someone was looking at the quality, I could just manage the site as a step all the way through and know where my jobs are at.
There you go. And did you have a mentor coming through again, an influence, someone you looked up to?
Look, I had friends that were very successful, and my father always told me, who you hang around with is who you become.
Yes.
So I took that lightly when I was a kid, but now I look at it as, now I tell the same thing to my son. I let him know that who you hang around with is who you become. Whether it's good people, whether it's successful people, you just got to be with you got to have the right friends.
Very good. And how many kids right now?
I've got 4 kids.
4
I've
kids,
got
wow.
Eden Grace, she's... Oh, I should have choice to get this wrong. I think she's not turning 9.
Shout out to your wife.
Shout out to my wife. I've got my son, he's 8. And then I've got my daughter, which is 5, turning 5. And my other daughter, which is 3.
Beautiful. Beautiful. On the edge of the seat right there. Yeah. So after that 5-year mark, now you're 11 years in, what did the next kind of 6 years look like? Is it about expansion? Was it about quality? You've gone from 70 granny flats in 1 year.
So we're working out of the Smithfield warehouse, which we've still got now. So that's our construction place where we chat and we know what's going on. The boys park their vehicles there every day. We store our material. We're working out of that first. We had a room 3x3. That was our showroom. It had half a brick wall.
3x3.
3x3.
Wow.
Had half a brick wall. Had a small kitchenette. Had sink, a shower screen. This thing was tight.
Right.
But it worked. That's where we got to our 70 jobs. But 3 years ago, an opportunity popped up for a place in Glendenning, where we're based now. So over at Glendenning, this is where we've really taken off. We're currently building probably about, last year was about 120, 130.
Wow.
I think this year we should hit the 200 mark. But down in Glendenning, we've got a showroom, a live showroom, which has all our samples, the whole warehouse downstairs. I think it's about 300 square meters of showroom. We've got two life-size building. One's the granny flat. The other one can be classified as a luxury home, ducted vacuums, integrated fridges, chandeliers. It's actually amazing. So once we got there, kind of people saw what we do. And it kind of gave us that boost. Like as I was leaving to come here today, I was walking out the door. I said, "Oh, hi guys, how are you?" And they were standing at the front. And I said, "Oh, who do you have an appointment with?" She goes, "Oh no, we're just coming in. We're just a walk-in." So we win a lot of walk-ins now. A lot of people coming in want to see the place that we've got.
There you go. And you know that first granny flat that you built over 11 years ago to a granny flat that recently just got built. Do they look very different? To tell us about that first one to the one you have now.
So the first one I built was Lock Street in Blacktown, and it looks exactly the same as it looks today. As I said to you, my inclusions, my quality, everything that I've done, I'm proud of. The workmanship. When I started this company, it was referrals. It wasn't advertising. We never advertised. I think for the first 3 years, I said I don't believe in advertising. It was people's word of mouth and doing the right thing by people. So, obviously, the quality is still there. Items have changed. Things have been upgraded. But look, I would say they're very similar.
There you go. Well punching 200 sites, and you are around New South Wales right now.
So yeah, we do. We've got a showroom on the Central Coast. But again, today I had a meeting in Norville at 7:30 in the morning. And as I'm driving up, I called up my sales manager. I was like, "Where is Norville? I thought it was close to Gosford." He goes, "Here it is. It's just 10 more minutes up the freeway." It wasn't 10 more minutes. So yeah, we're pretty much near at Newcastle now.
Wow.
And we're down in Wollongong also.
Amazing. how many team members right now are you managing?
In the office, I think it's around 10, and on site is about 14.
Wow. And how do you find managing so many people? And of course, there'd be a gazillion contractors in the building game.
On the record, off the record.
Yeah.
No,
The management of that all, I mean, it's
tough. It's tough. It's stressful. Look, I didn't think I'd be in this position. I knew I had the drive to be a large company, but it's hard to manage. It is hard to manage, I must say. But look, we get there. We've got a strong team. Everyone gets along. Everyone enjoys themselves. I'm not just a boss. And I don't want to say I'm not a boss, because I am their boss. But at the same time, I'm their friend also. We enjoy, we laugh, we joke. I don't yell. I don't scream. I don't abuse. Everyone's going to make mistakes, but everyone deserves to be respected too. As long as they learn from their mistakes, then they're fine.
Yeah. And we know in the building game, it is cutthroat.
Oh, of course, 100%. But look, if someone continually wants to make a mistake, well, there's no position with us.
Yeah.
But at the same time, everyone deserves a chance.
No doubt. And, you've gone from 70 to 200 in counting. Where do you see Ames Corp 5 years from now? What's the game plan? You're very humbled and chill about it. And what is there something in mind?
My goal this year is to have the company running itself, and not for me to step away and run away.
Yeah.
Just to be a lot more organised, better communication with our clients, and for me to take a step back, because I don't have the chance to spend time with my family. I'm 6:30 now. I'm here tonight, but that's every night. I've either got meetings, I've either got something on. Something's always happening. So in 5 years' time, I'd like to see Ames Corp successful, still around. One of the largest companies. We don't just do granny flats. We do duplexes. We do townhouses. We do units. Commercial work. We've got cafes. We've got laundromats, service stations. We're in the industry, not just... We're able to do everything. And I want to expand onto that.
There you go. So it's just expansion in versatility of the projects that you do.
Correct.
Very good. One piece of advice you'd give a 10-year-old James Radd.
Wow. Treat people the way you want to be treated, from the one. Respect your family. I'm a big family man. Look, strive for your goals. Know what you want to do. And just push for it. There's nothing wrong with not knowing what you want to do at an early age. I knew what I wanted to do from 10 years old. I said, I want to be a builder. I want to be a builder. I want to be a builder. And you'll have ups and downs. You'll fail sometimes. But you just get up and go again. It's very, very important.
There you go. And one thing that comes to mind is, I mean, you're going from, again, you were just talking about a service station to a granny flat, to a house, to a cafe. Do you come up to jobs and you go, you know what, I actually don't know how to do this? Or do you just attack everything? What does that look like?
Look, I must say that the hardest job was the service station. I've never done one. Everything else is very straightforward. Commercial work's fantastic. It's plans are... Instead of having 5 sets of plans, you've got 200 sets of plans. It's actually brilliant. It's so simple. Service station was a bit difficult. And I do ask around. I'm not shy to put my hand up and say, hey guys, I need help. What do I do here? But look, you're learning every day. Every single day you're learning something new. And some of my guys in the business are actually teaching me what to do. So sometimes don't be strong-minded. Always take into consideration what someone says.
No, very good. And with all of this, what is your definition of success?
Success isn't based on wealth. It's based on you as a person. Doesn't matter how much money you have in the world. It doesn't make a difference. Yes, people tell you money is not everything. Money is a big thing. It's massive. It gives you freedom. It gives you luxuries. But to me, all the money in the world, I'm not successful without the people around me being successful. I can't grow without everybody enjoying it with me.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. Something that's come to mind, just what's happening right now in the current market. All I hear in this media is interest rates rising. I see a lot of people kind of holding back on, making any kind of big financial decisions. What's that look like for your game? How do you attack that?
Yeah, look, coming into probably October, it did die down. It was quiet. People were scared, not knowing what to do.
Yes.
I must say, commercial sector doesn't make a difference.
Sure. And why is that?
I just feel that it's always around. You don't need... Interest rates don't make an issue in regards to our commercial work. People are still going to go to cafes. They're still going to do their laundry. They're still going to go to barbershops. It needs to be done. In regards to the granny flats, they definitely slowed down in October. But once people saw what the interest rates were and how people look at it and say, how am I going to help this? I'm either going to lose my house, or I'm not going to be able to make repayments, or I've got to sell this car. But a lot of people realize that they just needed to get a second income.
Yes.
And which is what we're promoting now. Let's earn extra on your property. You've already got the property. You don't want to let go of it. Property never goes down. It might plummet. It'll shoot straight back up. So what a lot of people are doing now is they're putting granny flats on their property to get the extra $450 a week.
Right.
The extra, I think Gladesville's getting $600 at the moment. Like, wow, I would have, even today I wouldn't mind $600 in my pocket a week, or $300.
Interesting.
So it kind of helps them with their mortgage repayments. Duplexes, houses not affected. Duplexes, investments, yeah, they are affected at the moment. We had massive increases. We had 30%. It was ridiculous, but we held it. We didn't charge any client that we had started their project or that we're going to start soon an extra $1. We just wore it. We rode the wave, and we came out. Well, we're coming out of it this year, which is good.
There you go. And I'm still learning about the building world and the property market, etc. How does that work? Like, let's say you've got a property and you want to build a granny flat. The logistics of that, is it going to make you money back within like 10 years, for 20 years? To build a granny flat, how much is that going to be? And how does that, what's that look like?
In today's market,
Yeah.
top-notch granny flat, you're probably looking at about $170,000.
And what's a top-notch granny flat? For the
Stone
people
bench tops, 2.7 high ceilings, tiles throughout, downlights throughout, nice front porch, possibly an alfresco in the back, air conditioning, blinds, the whole lot.
It's not normal. It's not a box. It's
It's not like it used to be a granny flat garage in the back that someone's converted. These are actually homes.
yeah.
So say 160, 170,000, you're getting a return of $450 a week. You work that out yourself.
So that 1 year's 25, and then so on.
Well, the repayments are probably the interest rate's gone up. So the repayments on that loan would be possibly about $250. There's $200 in your pocket, which you can put to your house.
Yeah. And then, I mean, obviously adding value onto a property too.
Yeah. I haven't seen the property go down because they've got a granny flat in the back.
No, very true. Interesting. There you go. And so Ames Corp, again, you see in the future, it's about expanding projects. It's about streamlining processes from what I'm hearing.
100%.
And it's about kind of, it sounds like from the get-go that your life has revolved around family.
My life's revolved around family and treating everyone with respect.
That's beautiful, and I think that's what's people have kind of been attracted to your business and working with yourself is that they get that genuine feel that I feel like in the business world when someone can smell that someone's money hungry, they like to veer in a different direction type
100%.
thing. And when someone kind of feels comfortable with an individual, they can see that they're just after giving someone quality, that they tend to kind of go and give that company
Yep,
money.
definitely. Each client, I did not hide my face from.
Yeah.
I'm there. And look, during builds, there's always issues that come up.
Yes.
But I'll get involved. I'll go and meet the client. I'll talk to him. I'll run them through what needs to be done. And I'm not afraid if we've made a mistake, if my bricklayer's made a mistake, I'll tell them, you didn't pick on that, but that's a mistake. We need to sort that out. Like, you got to do things honestly.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm also hearing a lot that in the last couple of years, you've got building supplies, I hear 30% increases and so on. I mean, how does that work for you? How do you deal with that?
We've had to deal with it. We've just had to ride this wave. We deal with a lot of mums and dads, and some of them put their last dollar towards us to get them to return. How do you go to the mum or dad and say, "Hey guys, we need another 20 grand"? They can't afford it. They barely could afford where they are today. We just rode the wave, and we continued to make it through. And as I said to you before, any jobs that were delayed, we're going back to them saying, "Look, we've got to re-quote."
Yeah.
Any job that was our delay, we're just wearing it
You just run at that loss.
with the front. Look, I won't run at a loss, but at the same time, we're not making money
Yeah.
with those jobs.
Yeah.
But look, we've re-quoted. We know where we're at. We know our prices. Just the other day we went through pre-COVID prices, COVID prices, and today's prices. So we're working out where we're at the moment.
There you go. There's a lot of young people out there, they're coming to, and they also kind of aspire to have their own kind of, building company. What advice would you give to them? Starting from scratch.
Start from scratch, go for it. Set yourself up properly, but don't make mistakes. Ask for advice. Don't be shy to speak to someone. A lot of my guys, a lot of my friends or ex-employees have always spoken to me and say, "Hey, how much is this? If I quote this right." Don't be afraid to reach out and get support. Like the last 2-3 years, I've reached out. I've got a business coach now helping me because it's tough having no partner in the business. You're making these big decisions. I got a business coach to help me make decisions. So it's not about pride. It's actually what's best for the business itself. So my advice to them is to reach out and ask for a helping hand. I'm happy to help you.
Yeah, beautiful. You might get a few inquiries after the West podcast. Very good. And the way it panned out, I mean, you started at Ames Corp at 28 years old, and you worked for no,
Earlier than that.
earlier than that, 26, 20,
21, I think we were back to.
You started Ames Corp 21.
Sorry, 11.
Okay. You started Ames Corp at 29, 28, had the kid.
Oh, you're asking
Yes.
what year?
You started when you were about 28 years old?
No, we started Ames Corp when I was probably about 25.
25, okay. And you worked for other people for a good 7 years prior
From when I left school.
from when you left school.
I think I finished school in 2012. I was.
Very good.
I think so, yeah.
And if you were to go back in time, would you go and work for other people, or would you just start it earlier?
No, 100%. I would have worked for people. I learned a lot. I learned off one of the best building companies. It was the experience that I got and my mentors that I dealt with, the people when I was a labourer or a leading hand that were mentoring me. They're phenomenal builders, and I was with the best.
Amazing. Well, it's a beautiful story because you kind of didn't have a helping hands, coming out, even if your father and whatnot being business owners, etc. you've come out and you've built it up from scratch. I think you can be proud of that too when you've done it yourself. This is a pride and being a family man too. That's what they say. It's always a family man. It's the happiest at the end of the day. So that's all beautiful. And for the people watching at home, you can look up Ames Corp. We got your website, Instagram, all those live updates, all that kind of jazz. Ames Corp straight Instagram. You can see what James is all about. We've done some cool vlogs with you. We've followed you around for a whole day, mic'd you up. You do those runs early in the morning, visiting each site yourself. It's really amazing, your work ethic. So congrats, you've built something really, really great.
Thank you very much.
Well, it was a beautiful chat, James.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for coming in.
Cheers.
All right, cheers.
Thanks, mate.